the games, but luckily we're not far.
They said they might have to get their bowl again there next year. They hope to have enough done.
I just need 2027.
As we begin the official meeting of the, if I could have your attention, please. As we begin the official meeting of the City of Starke City Commission, there will be a time of voluntary prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Those willing to do so are asked to stand, and Commissioner Milner will lead us in prayer and the pledge.
Thank you, sir. Pray we pray. Father God, creator of heaven and earth and all good and perfect things, we thank you for a good year. As much sadness as many experienced, we thank you for leading us through 2025. Ask your blessings of safety upon all of our military and public safety personnel as we embark on the new year. We thank you for the most importantly, the forgiveness of our many shortcomings and sins. Now, Father, I ask tonight that this commission will be given divine wisdom and guidance, that everything that we consider on behalf of the public and the citizens of Starke will be pleasing and acceptable in your sight and for the best of all. We thank you again for your love, and with grateful hearts, all of God's children said,
Amen.
Join me in the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're going to have roll call. Commissioner Overstreet.
Here.
Commissioner Milner.
Here, sir.
I'm here. Commissioner Ray. Commissioner Mortimer.
Here.
Commissioner Nugent is out.
Yes.
Our city clerk, Ms. Thompson.
Here.
Our city manager, Mr. Moses, is absent this evening. And our city attorney, Mr. Scott Walker. All right. I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the agenda. Before we have any changes, or after we have any changes.
Mr. Mayor, if I could we please move Ms. Dina up from 13A2 to 7A?
We'll have 13A move to 7A, and that is for our recreation update.
Bradford Sports United.
Correct. All right. Any other changes?
No, sir.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the agenda be approved with the change, the budget change.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Mortimer and a second by Commissioner Overstreet. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. All right, consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I reviewed the bills, all looks good, and I recommend approval of consent agenda as published.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Milner. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Commissioner Overstreet. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. All right, that brings us to 7A. Bradford Sports United.
Thank you, Commissioner Woodard.
And Commissioner Reddick, also, our county commissioner. Thank you for coming.
Mr. Chair, Board, thank you all so much for allowing us to be here tonight. As y'all know, this all started back in January of last year with talking with many citizens and having a lot of meetings with the city and the county, and at that time putting together a very diverse board of 7 people, 7 hard-working people, with a common goal to help all children have a chance to play sports. That's our main goal, is to help all children have a chance to play sports in Bradford County. And tonight, just want to introduce y'all to some of our board members. Some of them are here. Marty Shaw is our treasurer. Joanne Jackson is on the board. Josh Davis is our vice president. Clint Collins. Then we have Kathy Bradley. She's our secretary representing the city. We have Jean Melvin. He represents the TDC board, and then myself, Danny Riddick, I'm the president and representing Bradford County. But I cannot say enough about this board, the 7 board member that we have put together. We have, I don't even know how many meetings we have had trying to get this all going. Sometimes we have 2 meetings in the same week. And I can't thank this board enough, all these people that have put in their time trying to make this thing work. And I will tell you this, we had 40 applications for the recreation director. We interviewed 6 people, and after we interviewed all 6, we believe we come up with what is the best recreation director we could find, and that's Dina DeCina. And she's going to be speaking in some more in just a minute. I wanted to share a few things with you before I turn it over to her. But this is just some of the stuff. Oops. Okay, all right. This, as y'all know, who's sports recreation? Our sheriff, Gordon Smith, has been very supportive. He even said, you know, recreation is crime prevention 101, and we definitely appreciate the sheriff for all he's helped us with. Will Hartley, the school superintendent, Samson Jackson, they have been very, very helpful. Samson Jackson's been involved right from the start almost, coming to a lot of our meetings and a lot of good input. The TDC board for putting in $150,000 to get this going. The community support has been unbelievable. It's been all positive, very, very, very good. And then the most important, well, not most important, it's all important, but the city of Starke and the county coming together and joining forces is what's making this go. And again, I can't thank y'all enough for that. So let's move on to the first. This is the first project we did. This was the restrooms at the pickleball court. By the time we finally got our monies and everything in place, we had 2 weeks to get this done before the Rotary pickleball tournament. And Mark Williams, him and our construction came in there. We started tearing everything out. As you can see, it had the old jail toilets in there. The back wall was just a sheet of plywood boarded up against the wall. We went in there, we put in all new doors, new locks, completely rewired the whole thing, all new plumbing, new paint. The ceilings in there used to be just open rafters with spiders all in them. We cleaned all that up. We put new ceilings in it, front in both bathrooms and that front porch area. And the biggest thing was, once we started tearing it apart, we realized there was only a 3/4 inch water line. So we got in touch with Danny Griffiths from the city. He came out there, we told him what we needed, and he said, when do you need it? And I said, in about 3 days. And he had this look on his face like, 3 days? And I guess he thought I was messing with him or what, I don't know, but I told him, yeah, I'm serious, we gotta have this done for the pickleball tournament. So anyway, about 2 days later, he came out there, they ran a 2-inch line through it, had it all ready to go, so I can't say enough about Danny Griffiths. Really, really good man. And also, like I said, we did all that. We repainted the whole thing. But this is the part I wanted to add. This project cost was $14,733 total. But Jackson Building Supply donated $660. Prestige Electric donated all the electric at $2,190. Philip McDonald Plumbing donated all the plumbing at $3,140. And M&R Construction donated a lot of their labor at $4,631, making the total cost $4,112. So I mean, that's a praise right there. So the next thing, this is the work in progress that's going on right now. You see that's the old building. We have totally gutted it, trusses, everything gone. You see the new trusses sitting there ready to go. It's already been plumbed. Josh Davis from Swamp Cutters, that's him on that machine right there, and that is the neatest machine I've ever seen. Because the day before, we were in there with jackhammers and a sledgehammer beating that concrete out. Josh, I got a hold of him, I didn't even know they made a machine like that. He was there the next morning. Those tracks on that machine actually go in and out, and when he brought them in, they fit through a 3.0 door. He brought it inside, lifted it up, widened the tracks out, and with that jackhammer, he made quick work of it. So that was, I'll tell you what, swamp cutters, like I said, Josh is on our board, but this is some of the things that people are just donating time and money. It's been amazing. But going to the plans, the girls' bathroom is going from 2 toilets to 8. The boys is going from 2 toilets, 1 urinal, to 3 toilets and 5 urinals. We're adding 32 feet to the front of the building. That will be your new proposed concession stand. And then the other area in front of that will be for picnic tables and stuff like that to eat under. It will have scissor trusses in that area with fans all in there. Then we're adding 12 feet to the back. That's where a lot of the cooking will be done. So, like I said, that's just a elevation view of it. But when we get done, it'll be basically a brand new building. So again, City, I can't thank y'all enough. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to our new recreation director.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so just a little bit about me. I'm originally from Pennsylvania. I played sports all my life. I just stopped playing rec sports probably my junior year of high school because I wanted to focus on field hockey, which is what I played 4 years of Division I field hockey in college. I went to a small school in Pennsylvania called Lock Haven, where I got my master's in sport management. There, I was also the graduate assistant for the recreation center, so that's like the gym in the colleges. I also ran all of their intramural sports my senior spring. I have done this, that, and the third at college. I've been very busy, but I got down here because I got married in July and moved down here, so now I'll be with you guys for the greater future. But where we plan on taking Bradford Sports is basically creating an environment for families to want to be a part of. We want it to be a clean and safe space that kids want to go to, whether it be after school, on the weekends, even if it's just something fun for families to go to. We want Bradford Sports to be a headline in this county. We also plan on it being affordable for everyone in the community, and it will be for all ages. So although our leagues for the kids will be between 4 and 17. There'll also be adult leagues that will take place later in the evening. That will also help fundraise for future projects, so anyone that wants to come play, we're opening the doors to them. Fundraising wise, once we have teams come in and want to use our fields, there'll be an expense there. Also for if we do golf outings, which I plan on doing, and partnering with, like Danny had said before, just local people in the community that want to help and want to donate money. We're happy to do that and just give back to the community as much as we can because they're helping us tremendously. For baseball and softball at Edwards Road, like I said before, it'll be ages 4 to 17 for spring and fall. So we're heading into our spring season now. That'll be a $100 registration for baseball and softball, ages 6 to 17, or 8 to 17, and then the 4 to 6s, they'll be in T-ball. That'll be $75. However, if a family has financial issues, they can contact me directly, and I'll be happy to help with any financial issues that they have because we want all kids to be able to play. With that said, if a family has 4 kids, we're not going to charge them $400. There'll be a discounted price the more kids that you sign up. Hats and jerseys will be provided with their sign-up fee, and sign-ups will go live by Thursday. Sports in general with Bradford Sports is going to be racquetball, which is at Edwards Road. That'll be all year round. The pickleball is going to be for all ages, and we're hoping to do tournaments. We know there was a tournament there already, so we want to add more tournaments, and if we have pros in pickleball. I'd be happy to get them out there for clinics for the kids and get them something to do after school. Flag football will be ages 6 to 17, but that is to be determined when we'll start for that, just because we want to get logistics aired out. And then, say that again.
The Trinity Baptist just started.
Yeah, so that's exciting. We want to kind of follow in stride with all of our neighboring counties because we don't want our kids going somewhere else. We'd like them to stay here. With that said, basketball will and can be at both parks. Same thing for that. That'll be a winter and a spring, but kind of to be determined with logistics right now. And then soccer will be ages 4 to 17 at both parks. Some questions people have already come up with were how much will it cost? As I mentioned before, it's $100, but that's not a flat rate. If you have more than one kid, we're happy to work with you. Also, if families are unable to pay, we have resources already in place that can get everything through. My 90-day plan is to meet with the high schools and obviously all of you as community members to ensure that we're creating an inclusive environment that's affordable for everyone in the community because, like we said before, we don't want any kids left behind. And the same thing with families. We want them to come along because if your kid's happy, you're probably happy too. How the recreation program will be promoted. So currently we only use Facebook. However, once we have our registrations out, they're also providing us with a website and we'll also be starting up an Instagram page so parents can follow along not only on the website but also on social media so they can be up to date with everything that's going on. Volunteer work. So this is mainly for a concession stand. We'll need cooks, so people to come in and do grill stuff. So I was hoping to get parents, any of you that are willing to give up a free hour of your time on a weekend or a weeknight to come see the kids and come hang out for a little bit. We'd be happy to have you. But for register, I'd like to get with the local high schools so that the kids can get service hours. I'd be happy to sign off on those. If they come and work for an hour, sign off for them because I'm sure they need them. Seniors need them at least for graduation. And then my goal, as I said before, is just to allow kids and families to have a safe space to play and learn character building skills to help them live successful lives on and off the fields. A couple ways to get in contact with me are that address there is going to be my office. Attached there is also my email, and if anybody needs my phone number, I'd be happy to share that with you. But at this point, that's all I have. If anyone has any questions.
Any questions or comments? Mr. Mortimer?
No, thank you. We're excited about moving forward. Thank you.
Just one,
Yeah.
Dana or Commissioner Rigg, what are the plans immediately or the short plans for Thomas Street versus Edward Road?
I can go. So honestly, for right now, since it's baseball softball season, Edwards Road is kind of like main focus.
Sure.
And once that is underway and kind of self-sustainable, so I'm thinking like 2 months, I'm going to be ready to turn around and go start digging in on that, which would be starting up soccer and flag football so that both fields are being used the whole time. So once we have baseball and softball underway and we kind of see how that's running, then we'll be able to look more at Thomas Street and roll with that.
Yeah, very impressed with number one. You got great committee, Mr. Rigg. I agree with you there. And we've had the facilities for many years, but they were in dire need, and now they're getting done. So I'm excited about what Bradford Sports United is doing.
Yes, and I don't know if we mentioned it or not, but if not starting this week, next week for sure, we are leveling all 6 fields. Josh Davis from Swamp Cutter is going to be helping us do that. We're going to be skimming the sand off the top of the clay, leveling out the outfields, and then hauling in new clay. We've got new bases we're fixing to order for the whole facility. So like I said, it's going to be a total major upgrade. But I think y'all are aware we put in for a $150,000 appropriation grant. Already talked to Senator Bradley and Representative Brandon, and hopefully they'll be able to push it through for us. If they do, that will help us get a lot of the fencing around the facility that is just old. You know, the posts are broke off and stuff, and you know, do a lot of upgrades. So, like I said, we're we're working as hard as we can moving forward.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you all so much.
Great things are on the horizon. We look forward to everything that comes with it. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you. Tina, can I get a quick picture with you? I'm gonna grab you guys together and we'll get a picture. Oh. Yeah.
Oh my God. You're a mess.
That's what they were telling me this morning.
She said,
Yes, ma'am. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you all. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right, so you.
you're a mess.
Thank you. No, I can take it. Yeah, I can take it. It's ours to stay. It needs to stay up there. It's just,
Thank you.
All right, moving on. Do we have any other emergency items? Hearing none, we'll move on to number 8, citizen request. The City of Starke welcomes you to this meeting. This time is set aside for our citizens and general public to address the City Commission. This is not a question or answer time. It is not a political forum, nor is it a time for personal accusations or derogatory remarks to or about city personnel. If you would like to address the commission, please complete a form, come to the podium when you are called, speak into the microphone, and state your name and address for the record. Please also limit your comments to not more than 3 minutes. Your participation is welcome. And I will tell you that we do have to keep it at 3 minutes, that way we're fair to everybody. So, first, we have Mr. Brian Grant here in regards to city-sponsored events.
Very nervous. Good afternoon, Mayor, City Commissioners. My name is Brian Grant. I live at 6665 County Road 21B in Bradford County. My purpose here is to express my concern for the ongoing relationship that Bradford County and the City of Starke have had with Jimmy Clark and his band, Clark Hill. You have allowed a convicted child molester to be represented on the stage of the high school in 2016, and now, 10 years later, at the City of Starke Pavilion on New Year's Eve. It more than troubles me that this continues to be condoned, especially when everyone in this room and in this county knows his reputation with children. The optics alone are condemning. The leaders in this community are okay with him because of his long-running ties, family or otherwise, to elected officials, the Sheriff's Department, and the Department of Corrections. I am here to speak to the moral blinders of whoever's actions granted a known pedophile to continually be allowed to be in direct contact with our kids. Who do we hold accountable? The city, the county, the sheriff, the school board, the people in this audience? The leaders in this county, then and now, are not innocent. You are and have been complacent accomplices. The actions of his crime were not a simple August-September relationship as two naive teenagers. He, as an adult, had an ongoing heinous sexual relationship with an 11-year-old girl. His abominable actions, charges, and convictions are public record. Have you ever read the reports verbatim of what he actually did to her? They have been in the press and on social media. What has she suffered? This is not the first time you have heard of his perversions, nor will it be the last. Now that more and more of your constituents are learning of how you protected him, swept it under the rug, and let him off with a slap on the wrist, I need my elected officials to have the fortitude and morals to end this relationship, commercial, event, or otherwise, and actually vet who is performing at county, city, and school-sponsored events. I don't care if he holds an event at a private entity. But when elected officials and leaders of this community permit this on public property, it certainly looks like an endorsement of a predator being allowed to walk alongside our children. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Grant. At this time, my recommendation is that we consult with legal and the sheriff, and then we address this matter at a later time. So that way policies can be reviewed and to make sure. But at this, I do want to state that the proper permitting requirements were met. There were no known legal prohibitions to keep that entity or that individual from being able to utilize the venue. And I do wanted to go on record that a utilization of the venue is not an endorsement of a particular. You do have 30 seconds left if you want to respond. But to use the venue, if an alternative entity came and wanted to use it that is adverse to someone's political beliefs or their individual beliefs or something like that, and one thing that comes along with the First Amendment is someone has the right to their opinion and their ability to speak, and the others can represent themselves equally as well. So I just wanted that to go out. We spent time speaking yesterday on the phone, and I do appreciate your involvement. I don't want anybody to think adversely of you have that right to come. And I wish we had more involvement like that. That way we can all work together to form best management practices and policy so we serve everyone equally and adequately. So I do thank you for that. You do have 30 seconds remaining if you would like to respond. I would just ask that we don't have accusational or derogatory remarks.
Understood. We spoke yesterday.
Yes.
And it's my understanding that the city, all they did was permit it. They didn't promote it. But it was promoted in the press with the city talking to the same reporter of the announcement of the Starke City New Year's Eve bash is what it was called. I understand that it was not a city event, but supposedly. But when it's at the high school and he's a child molester and it's allowed to be held on the stage and promoted by the city and the county on a stage at a high school, I don't think a molester should have that venue. It baffles me. This should be on 60 Minutes. I don't understand how it's happened.
Yes, sir. I understand, and thank you for your comments. I'm not sure about the total accuracy of all of that in there, but I do appreciate your time. And I'm not stopping anybody else from commenting, but that was just my recommendation. So.
I agree with that. We need to get legal to give us specific direction on what we can legally do and can't.
And we may need a policy review there. And obviously,
may do that.
the safety of our community and our individuals, that's paramount, because that's who we're here to serve. And I do appreciate you coming forward. Commissioner Bowman?
I have no problem if we want to. I think if the majority of the commission on future commission date wants to workshop 30 minutes earlier or whatever, along with our attorneys of a facility use agreement.
And I believe we need to do that anyway. We have had an upgrade down there, monies have been spent, so there's a lot more details that could potentially go along with things. So, all right, thank you, Mr. Grant. All right, next we have Miss Deanna Williams from 707 Worcester.
Good afternoon. I'm sorry, I'm like new to this, but I want to thank the city for giving my mom that house on 707 North Street. But I'm also here for it used to be the Bradford Cowboys football. At this point, I think that we're leaving them out, football. If Bradford County is all about football on Friday night, why can't we get help on Saturdays? We are out of pocket. It's a non-organization, and Mr. Willoughby is the president. We got Dee, he's the vice president. We got Randy Addison is treasurer. All I'm asking is to help us with the kids. Every year, the kids have to have new helmets every 2 years. They need shoulder pads. We right there on Thomas Street. We can't even have a home game without paying up there to Bradford High School. My son came from there. graduated there and went to college. All I'm asking is someone to please help these little kids to succeed in football. We've been trying our best, raising money. We get on the road, try on the side of the road. We can't do that anymore without illegal paperwork. We go to different organizations, they turn us down. And I understand that the Cowboys had a bad reputation, but I'm asking, we're gonna change the name, but we need help. Thomas Street, I put a brand new water fountain, and someone tore it up in the town. All I'm asking, the bathrooms, we have to clean our own bathrooms. Y'all got different people to come clean it, but it's not done properly. For little kids to get on that toilet, it's just like out there to Edwards Road. My son played basketball, football, baseball, everything out there also. Give each and everyone the same opportunity as y'all giving the other recreation centers. Please, I mean, these little kids, we have to turn them down because we don't have the money. We don't have anything out there. Everything is so old. Mr. Willoughby been out there for 45 years, and he been trying his best. He put his own money in there. I've tried to put money, and I'm not rich. I don't have that much money, but I'm asking, can y'all please help? Do not leave them out this year.
Thank you. Thank you. Just a moment. We may have some questions or comments. And I was actually your hand up. So before we go down that road, Ms. Thompson, would you be willing to communicate with Ms. Williams regarding?
This is my cell phone in here, and I will get you in contact with the rec director, and we'll get you go through the grant process to get this.
Yeah, exactly.
But they told me, I don't know, I'm willing to learn.
Yes, ma'am, and we have our grant process basically, have updated that where it's an application, and then that way we can get everybody gathered together, and then we can decide how to make those things happen equally. But a question I had, and not to claim by y'all, but how is the organization set up? Is it as a 501c3 or?
That's what we're trying to do now. I don't know anything about it, but I'm learning. I'm just,
Well,
I've been quiet.
And
So I don't
coming on
know.
the heels of that, obviously, we have our new Bradford Sports United that I don't know.
But y'all left football out.
Well, and hear me out, but they have just navigated that process through the 501c3.
Right.
So I feel like there may be some great opportunities there for some parallel cooperation. And then through this grant process, that has potential there to grow over time. Commissioners?
Deanna, yeah, you're absolutely right. My son came up through the Pop Warner program with Mr. Willoughby. But echoing what the mayor just said about the Bradford United Sports that we just talked about, I think it's an excellent opportunity to partner with them. The clerk's gonna connect you with their new person that's going to direct the program. And I think Bradford United sports, every sport should be included that we can.
Correct.
That way no child is left behind. But do take advantage of the grant process that the clerk is gonna reveal to you, because that's something that can get you some funding, possibly some funding a lot quicker than waiting until all the I's are crossed, dotted, and T's are crossed for the Bradford United Foundation.
I would not purport to speak for Bradford Sports United. There are members here that can do that very well. I think I can say there was no intent to leave out football. It might be your priority. Theirs had to be an overall priority of our facilities and the seasons as they're coming along and who can participate the most. And that's why they chose the route that they did. And again, it's not my job to defend them or anything else. I think they're doing a great job. But I believe that those members will address that. And I think in addition to working with Madam Clerk, as the mayor said, on the limited amount of grants we have, there's a potential bright future for that. Okay?
And I would hope that it would be a welcome venture. I mean,
Absolutely.
You hit the nail on the head. We have a great high school program, and if we don't grow these children into it, we're gonna miss out. So,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yes. All I was saying was, and I'm sorry that it came off wrong, but
Fine.
I was just saying
You're
that
fine.
she didn't say football. She said flag football.
Yeah.
And all I'm asking, I mean, we did without any money last year, any money. We paid out of pocket. I mean, we hadn't even paid the Bradford High School. And all I'm asking, we had to pay the sheriff department. And all I'm asking is, please when we come to different organizations, can y'all please help us? Don't turn us down.
Well, Dan, I'm just wondering.
No, you're good.
You have not because you asked not, you're asking.
Yes, ma'am.
So we are certainly hopeful that you will receive.
Ms. Bradley, did you have?
Yeah,
something?
just one thing, just to let you know, I did contact Mr. Willie Brown today to invite him to this. So I included you. I didn't forget you. Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask you a question, Kathy. Can you tell him, get him your meeting schedule so
Yes,
perhaps he can start?
he was gonna try to make it, but he was in Jacksonville.
Okay.
But I did reach out to him. I went through a folder and I found Mr. Willie B. So.
And you
yes.
start attending their meetings because they're open to the public as well.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Ms. Amy.
Thank you.
Lost my big agenda.
Is that for you, right?
I think we're at number 9, new business. And I don't see any listed. We will move to number 10, old business. We have an update on the charter review and impact fees.
Yes,
Ms.
sir.
Thompson?
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor, charter review will meet on the 20th at 4 o'clock. It is progressing. The attorneys and myself and staff are doing what we need to do. That committee will meet again on the 20th.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, sir.
I just wanted to ask, will that be the organizational setup meeting where they're gonna determine
Yes,
their?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Who will share, who will do all of that? Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Walker?
Parker reported he attended the first meeting. He said it went very well, so we're off to a good start.
Yes, sir.
Already at the meeting on the 20th.
Sounds
Okay,
great.
good. Impact fees?
And impact fees, we have nothing new.
Okay. All right. We're on to number 11, public hearings. We have none listed. Number 12, quasi judicial hearings for ordinance number 2026-04 and ordinance number 2026-05. These are pertaining to the same parcel of land, amending the future land use plan map of the city of Starke and amending the zoning map of the city of Starke land development code.
Mr. Mayor, before we get started, if anyone anticipates talking or speaking about either of the next 2 items, if you will raise your right hand and swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Witnesses have been duly sworn, starting with Commissioner Milner, if we can have a statement as to whether or not there have been any ex parte communications.
No, sir, none.
No, sir.
No, sir.
And we are ready for a presentation of city staff. You want me to read it? Sorry, I do that every time. Mr. Mayor, this is ordinance 2026-04, an ordinance of the city of Starke, Florida, amending the future land use plan map of the city of Starke comprehensive plan as amended, relating to the amendment of 50 or less acres of land pursuant to an application S250903A by the property owner of said acreage under the amendment procedures established in sections 163.3161 through 163.3248 of the Florida statutes as amended, providing for a change in land use classification from commercial and low density residential, less than or equal to 2 units per acre, to industrial on certain lands within the corporate limits of the city of Starke, Florida, providing severability, reviewing all ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date. The appropriate motion at the appropriate time is to pass ordinance number 2026-04 upon its reading by title only.
Good evening, Mayor, Commission, Lance Campbell, Planning and Zoning. This is the second read coming in front of you. The 12-point-ish acres on Alton and Edwards. We have no new notes, nothing has changed since the first reading. I'm here if you have any questions, and the applicant is also.
And your recommendation is still that everything's good?
Yes, sir.
All right. At this time, I will entertain a motion to pass ordinance number 2026-04, second read.
Mr. Mayor, I will move ordinance 2026-04 as read by title only by attorney.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second, sir.
We have a second by Commissioner Mortimer. Do we have any further comment? Any public comment? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. All right, we're at 12B.
And now we're at the zoning component of this project. This is ordinance number 2026-05, an ordinance of the City of Starke, Florida, amending the zoning map of the City of Starke Land Development Code as amended, relating to the rezoning of 10 or more contiguous acres of land pursuant to an application Z25-03 by the property owner of said acreage, providing for rezoning from single-family, very low-density R1A and community commercial district B2 to general industrial district I2 of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Starke, Florida, repealing all ordinances in conflict and providing severability and an effective date. The appropriate motion is to pass ordinance number 2026-05 upon its reading by title only.
Is everybody still under oath? We're good?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Cable?
Evening again. This is the same as the last. We have no new notes on this. You still think it should be approved. I'm here if you have any further questions, and so is the applicant.
Okay. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 2026-05 on second reading.
Mr. Mayor, I move that ordinance 2026-05 be approved as read by title by the attorney on second reading.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Mortimer. Do we have a second? We have a second by Commissioner Overstreet. Is there any further discussion? All right, is there any public comment? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Thank you, Mr. King.
Thank you.
All right, that moves us on to number 13 for reports. We have a city manager report. Again, Mr. Mullins is not here this evening, but Mr. Justin DeMello is here from Woodard Curran regarding resolution number 2026-15.
While he's approaching, Mr. Mayor, I'll go ahead and read the resolution. It's resolution 2026-15, a resolution of the City of Starke, Florida, relating to the state revolving fund loan program, making findings, authorizing the loan application, authorizing the loan agreement, establishing pledged revenues, designating authorized representatives, providing assurances, providing for conflicts, severability, and effective date. The appropriate motion at the appropriate time will be to pass resolution 2026-15.
Okay, we've heard a reading of the resolution, and now we will hear from Mr. DeMello.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Madam Vice Mayor, and members of the commission. For Ms. Overstreet's information, I'm Justin DeMello. I'm a principal professional engineer, vice president with Woodard Curran. We've been the city's partner on, I describe it as all things water, wastewater, wet utilities for probably the better part of 6 years at this point. We also are a team that partners with the city on funding, so bringing funding opportunities to the city is part of that partnership. So planning utilities, designing, we operate the city's water and wastewater infrastructure as well. But I'm here tonight to talk to you about a funding opportunity that we identified following the 2024 storm events of Hurricane Helene and Milton. So in the summer, or the end of the summer of 2024, within 2 weeks of one another, Florida was impacted by both Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton, affecting the Gulf Coast and certainly parts of Starke and the majority of Florida. But wildly considered two of the most impactful storms to hit the West Coast in the better part of the last 100 years. I'm sorry? Shortly after that event, during that event, leading up to that event, Woodard Curran was collaborating with the city of Starke officials, many of which are here in the room, our operations team, to say, hey, the storms are approaching, let's do things to harden our infrastructure, make sure we have adequate, fuel in generators, water pressure tanks full, Also to remind them to, while they're in a state of crisis, to document, right, any things that came out of the event, right? Power outages, trees down, sewer overflows. In order for us to then take that information and turn it into a subsequent funding application, because pictures and, real-time live events are worth ultimately millions of dollars when it comes to some of these, supplemental appropriations that come out of this. So we did a great job, I think, and your city staff did a great job, during the event, immediately following the event, making sure folks had power stored and other things, but then in the days and months after the event to position themselves for these grant opportunities that subsequently came out of it. So in total, we submitted 3 applications on behalf of the city, one for drinking water, one for wastewater, and one for stormwater. Ultimately, only one of those was funded, but that fund is fairly substantial. And I will say that congratulations is due for your team because you were placed on the intended use plan. That's an IUP by the department for what amounts to about $23 million or more for drinking water system improvements. That carry it's called a loan, but it carries a 100% principal forgiveness. So there is no out-of-pocket money. So the city at this point is receiving what will ultimately amount to a $23 million grant to improve their drinking water system. Many of which those improvements have been identified in our previous planning documents, are moving already forward in design, some of which are ready for construction. But because of this, what I call a massive windfall for the city, we are going to have to pause the construction process that we're currently on, make sure that all the planning documents that we've developed as well as the designs meet the intent of the grant that you guys have secured in order to move forward with the grant money. So while a grant is incredible and it's worth stopping, applauding, and cheering for that, I'll remind us that it is going to, delay some of the progress, on that work because we need to make sure that it checks all the boxes. If we don't want to make sure it checks all the boxes, the city could, say, hey, we'll pay for that stuff out of pocket, which will eventually, get down to the ratepayers and rate base and impact fees. But, I think it's important to one, celebrate, to give you that option to say, we'll use it for something else. But the one thing I do want to add is that our project that we were in the process of designing for your water system upgrades, I think amounted to somewhere around $16 to $18 million. Most of that project is going to qualify for this grant. Some of it is not, right? Some of it, specifically the water meter replacement. We were planning to replace your water meters. Unfortunately, this grant, because it's related to storms and vulnerability and impacts to future events, they're not going to see that as an eligible expense, right? So we still have some pieces of what we designed that will still need to be funded elsewhere, but that's going to leave a pretty substantial amount of additional grant funding that we can use for other priorities that weren't identified in those previous designs or planning documents. So I'm really excited about this. I'm thankful that the city has allowed us to be their partner and go out and proactively seek these kind of opportunities for you. And that the city and their staff, the city manager, James, others in the room, Stephanie, have done just a tremendous job to help support us. When we say, hey, we got a grant application coming up, can you guys drop everything that you're doing and help us, pull this paperwork together and this information? So again, you've got a great team, a great staff, and Miss Kathy, all of the staff that you have here, has done just an incredible job to help position you guys for this success. So with that, I'll take any questions you guys have.
No, I don't have any right now.
The only one I'm going to ask, Justin, since some people saw this, particularly county commissioners, is you just mentioned the necessity to pause certain projects.
Yeah.
And of course, their question was about, since it's water specifically, not wastewater, the extension to the bypass. Could you address that?
Yeah, sure. So the extension to the bypass from a water perspective has been designed 100%. The wastewater extension to the bypass is in progress. That was a task order that the City Commission authorized late last year, and Woodard Curran is actively moving that forward. We do feel like the wastewater extension could be completed, design-wise, probably by this summer. So that still puts us on track to move the wastewater extension project forward, this fall. We are also doing what we can to expedite our process with the Department of Environmental Protection related to this grant, because they're used to funding projects that need to start with planning, move into design, and then get construction. We've already started active discussions with them saying, no, the application that you've approved for Starke says right in there, we've identified vulnerabilities, we've completed planning, we're into design, right? Now we're gonna have to probably just modify those documents, make sure that they meet the intent of the rule of that, right? Pull out some of those elements that don't, right? And say, this is the planning document we're gonna move forward with. So we are working with the department to try to expedite your process through that, knowing that you've got some commitments moving forward, getting utilities out to the bypass, getting new elevated storage, getting your water plant upgrades. So I see, what we conveyed at the end of last year to the county is that we were likely looking at bidding the drinking water and the wastewater system projects this year in 2026. I think we're still on that path, but instead of spring bidding, we're probably looking at fall bidding. So I'm looking at about a 6-month delay in exchange for $23 million in grant.
Thank you for that answer.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that clear articulation.
Bob, maybe think of a question. So this grant will not cover the septic to sewer that we so desperately.
No, this is
That's
specific to
gonna be-
drinking water system,
Specifically to
yeah. So
drinking water.
they didn't award the city any money for wastewater projects that we had submitted or stormwater projects
Okay.
that we submitted.
But we had the other, what was it, through the county was the $4 million appropriation.
That's for the wastewater.
Right, and we have made further requests to Tallahassee, so
Yes.
all in all, the whole ball of wax, this is all working towards the same goal and the same end game. So we got a 6-month pause due to a $23 million increase, so that's not bad news.
We'll wait.
Absolutely.
All right, okay. So if nobody has any further comments, we've heard a reading of the resolution relating to Mr. DeMello's presentation. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve 2026-15.
Mr. Mayor, I move the approval of resolution 2026-15 as read by title by the attorney.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Milner. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Commissioner Overstreet. Is there any further comment? Is there any public comment? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Our city clerk, Ms. Thompson?
I just have a couple quick reminders. The Florida League of Cities is the 15th at Woodard Curran. If anybody would like to go, please let me know. And then a reminder of Rural County Days for the 21st and the 22nd in Tallahassee. I think everybody that is prepared to go already has their game plan, but if you would like to add on, please let me know.
16th of January.
The
For
15th
St. Augustine, Rock
St.
County.
Augustine is the 15th.
15.
No, you can sign me up. That's the Western.
That's the
That's
Oyster
right.
Bar. It is.
Yeah, well, that's 13 weeks, sir.
And then, Rural County Days, 21st and 22nd. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Public safety?
Captain Gordon, we have the honor tonight. Appreciate it. He does keep you a lot shorter, but I want to take some time. One is welcome to the new year. And that's give y'all a little bit there, so thank you. December, I'm gonna give you some, you can read, so I don't need to read all of it, but the traffic crash you see in 24, that were there, so that's not good. We had 29 disturbances that are mentally handicapped. Baker Act, we had 8 in regards to that. That's actually a little lower. And looking at it, need legal advice. As you can see, we're still the cheapest attorney in town. That's, they call for advice, we call it legal advice. Suspicious incidents or person 65, somebody sees something, they say something, we respond. Funeral escorts too. As y'all know, that's way down. Not many funeral escorts anymore. Used to be a big part of what we did, but they're handling things totally different at the funeral homes. A lot of services right there, cremations, a lot of those type of things taking place. We don't do near as many as we used to in the past. I thought that was something to recognize. The alarm, the burglary panic, 18. That's when people sometimes by accident, sometimes just scared. And we'd rather you hit it than be nothing. than to be something. And then you see the extra patrol checks. You see 1,296. Those go into the CAD, computer automated dispatch. So you call in and say, hey, I'm going to be gone, or hey, city, can't get the door locked to City Hall. They all lock, but couldn't get it locked, so we need extra patrol tonight. So they have to put it in their system, and it goes in a GPS, so they can't just drive by and click. It's in that computer. It'll beep and drive them crazy until they clear. So it kind of helps put and retro to that in the call.
Is that, I'm sorry, Sheriff, is that also include when you come to City Hall and you can't remember your code to get in?
You know, the older I get, the more I realize, maybe it's just me. I thought it was just me anyway. Okay. I'm bad about locking my keys in my car, but see, now I keep them, they're on my side proximity key, thank goodness. But, so I'm gonna call deputies to myself. But then you look down, after all those calls that you see, the 2,908 calls that we document for service, you'll see there's actually 54, which is low. This is December, holiday time. November was a lot more. December was down. DUIs, we had 3 within the city limits. Hit and run, we did have 1. Burglary, we had 4. Thefts, 5. And here's an astonishing one. Only 2 shoplifting. Think about the Walmart spot. I guess that's the only 2 that got called. Maybe they're getting smarter. I don't know. Just throwing that out there. It's, you know, I scratch my head. But
It was those few days with shop with a cop.
yeah, we did. I want to say something. Thank you for the kind contribution of the city. Was able to do 300 kids this year at the Holiday with Heroes. And we call it that because we can't do it just with the law enforcement. We have to use the firemen, school teachers, line crewmen. We had pledged, we've been donated substantially. There's a lot of heroes out there. It's not just people wearing the uniform. And we want kids to know that. And people have been coming back for years to take a child and be able to do that. We was able to raise that due to the hard work, not of myself, because y'all know I'm just a mouthpiece, but Captain Brad Witt and staff, they went out and they raised a lot of money, and they were able to give each kid up to $150 tax free. Y'all, they don't bring tears or make your blood get warm and ooey all over something's wrong with you, because a lot of those kids have never had the opportunity to do that. And we don't realize just what it does for our community and kids. And that being said, we also had some things we was able to give some families that may not have been there to help them. And that hard work, I want to go kudos to Captain Brad Witt. He has really stepped up. And he enjoys it. And we got, you know, like me, the wife wants to volunteer, you know, the deputies' wives and Department of Corrections. Thank God for the big turnout from them, and they raise a lot of money. We can't do it by ourselves. We've just got that many kids, and we're fortunate and blessed. When I see TV things about Gainesville taking 50 or Jacksonville taking 100, I'm thinking our little community steps up, and we're doing so much more than they are. So kudos to our community. But you see that, and then you see that, like the mentally handicapped 3, we had to write reports. That was probably the Baker Acts that you see. Sex offenses 2, that's 2 too many. Missing people 3, we have the nursing homes that they step out, or sometimes we got people who just don't want to stay, and I understand it. They don't know where they're at. Alzheimer's is a big issue. We're working on something in the future, in a grant, trying to find bracelets or some way of monitoring some of in our communities that are less fortunate than us, that are getting up in age, or maybe younger issues, that we can put GPS devices on. So we're trying to work on a grant for that in the near future. So that is something we're working on, just for a bit of information. Juvenile complaints 10. You're in the city. You got all the parks. You got all the majority of the schools. They're all right here, but 10, that's really low. As you know, you've been there. Andy, you've done it. That's really low. It says something, threats, harassment 2, and 11 drug narcotics investigation. So that's where we're at, and hopefully by February, Captain's still here. He knows we do our annual report. We try to get it out by the end of February, 1st of March. Put it in our nice little book that we put out to y'all. But I want to thank y'all for y'all's support, what we've been able to do, and what we've been able to accomplish for a great community. Thank you.
Thanks, Sheriff.
All right. Mr. Walker, anything to report?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you to Woodard Curran. You know, they do so much behind the scenes. If you came to our ethics presentation, they underwrote the Cowboys' great meal that we had. So next year, it looks like we're going to have Cowboys back, because that was
the
a
best
great.
ribs I've ever had.
Yeah, it really was really good. But what I wanted to say with Justin and his team, Morgan French, I interact with. She's their finance lady. She keeps all of the records on track. there's a lot of little things that go on with them that I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like what's going on here, but other cities that I represent as well, they're getting tremendous grant improvements, and it just improves the bottom line. And I just wanted to publicly thank Justin and his team, because it's just, I'm like doing this 43 years now. I've never seen anything quite like this. And it's just very gratifying, very gratifying.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Say thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so we're on to Commissioner reports. Commissioner Overstreet, you have any comments?
I do.
All right.
So cute.
Okay, first of all, I think the city of Starke is blessed beyond means to have a fantastic group of people who take their time to actually work and do things and have a vision to make this community better, so thank you.
Commissioner Milner?
Since Captain Mueller's here and the sheriff's here, I'll say, I see more deputies in my neighborhood. I don't know if Kevin told them to, or what, but,
Well, suspicious people, suspicious persons thing?
or maybe it was the dementia thing.
Oh, that.
Love seeing them, and thank you so much. Thank you.
Commissioner Nugent?
Yeah.
Mom's the word.
Yeah.
Commissioner Mortimer?
What,
I'm sorry,
what can
Vice
I?
Mayor Mortimer.
That's okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. What Ms. Overstreet said. Good.
It was nice.
Yes, it was very nice. Can't top that.
Well, again, I extend the same sentiments. Again, I thank you for the crowd that we've had this evening and the involvement that we've had. Fruitful exchange of ideas and progress again that we're making forward. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Meeting adjourned.